Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Project Hydra. I'm very excited for this one because this is the episode where I want to build my first shop on the server. I'm gonna have to figure out what shop I want to build, and we're gonna head to the shopping district in a minute. But before we do that, I actually need to show you something. So over there's a pumpkin melon farm, and I was just casually building that shop, and during my building of that shop, something happened. And I'm gonna have to show you my base for this one. Yeah. Yeah, so these are cats. The problem is, they're not my cats. I'm clicking these guys. They won't sit up. There was also a news report about this incident, and I will show you a little clip of that now.
Good evening and welcome to the Project Hydra News Network. I'm your anchor, Fandoman. Today's top story: agents everywhere on the server have become victims of harmless pranks by a mysterious maniacal man of mischief.
Yeah, so we basically kind of already know who it was. It was Chairman Meow. So I also need to think of a prank this episode to get back at him. But we basically have some time for that. So let's first go to the shopping district to see what kind of shops it could kind of use. And with the power of video editing, this takes me a very short time. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. So this is the shopping district, and this is actually the first time I'm showing you guys this. You've already seen this little island by Fandoman. Over here is Jay's shop. It sells I'm not sure. I think this is slime balls and honey, and also scaffolding. Yeah, and then also pumpkins. Over here is Fandoman's shop. It sells things like prismarine, all the things from an ocean monument, basically. Over there is a factory by night. I'm not sure what it sells, but it's there. Over here is a beacon shop that sells just beacons. 20 diamonds, it's not too bad. Over here is a shop of TNT and rockets. This is a shop by Chairman Meow. By the way, this is by Bonded Salt. This is Chairman Meow's shop that sells just fully enchanted gear. I actually bought my pickaxe from here. That's the only thing I bought from here because I want to make the rest myself. This is like passes to an XP farm. And this is where you have to buy the plots. Oh, and this shop, this little shop that sells rockets and also iron. So what is left here to make for our shop? So it's been a few days since these last recordings, and I've been thinking about what kind of shop I want to make. And I've decided on building a garden center. And the reason I would really like to build a garden center is because in a real life garden center, there's a wide variety of things they sell. So foremost, it's of course flowers and plants and trees. But usually there's also like an aquarium section where they sell fish and exotic fish. And also an outside section where there's like different types of stones for your pavement, for example. So my goal for this garden center is to sell all these items resembling items from a real garden center. So the first thing probably is building a flower farm. So back at my base, I actually found a skeleton spawner and I made it into a farm. So I now have a basically infinite supply of bone meal, which is great for flower farming, of course. But I am going to build a flower farm now, and I will get back to you afterwards. So I have finished the flower farm, and I'm going to give you a little tour of how I did it. So I actually didn't build this myself. I used a tutorial, which I will link in the description. But I tried to get a plot of land that has as many flowers, or at least as many flowers I like, possible. I will make some more flowers in the future, or some more flower farms in the future, but for now, I just don't have enough resources for that. I still need to make an iron farm, actually. But it turned out that my measurements were a bit incorrect. So the red tulips and also the lilies of the valley over here, they aren't included in the farm, which is quite sad because I think this is my favorite flower. But it does produce the white tulips, the daisies, the pink tulips, cornflower, and the orange tulips. So I think that's quite nice, a nice collection of flowers, and I will definitely sell them in the future in my shop. So now a little bit about how it works. It uses a redstone clock that activates dispensers here that have a water bucket in it, and it does so in exactly the right time that the water can flow all the way to the end and then dispense, and then there's still some time in between, such that over here, let me get under this area. So over here there's dispensers with bone meal that dispense bone meal into the ground, and it does so also with a timer, an observer timer, and it only dispenses bone meal when there's actually no water, so it's quite an efficient farm with regards to the bone meal. So another thing I wanted to add to the shop is logs, pretty much because logs are usually quite profitable. So here's a little time lapse of me cutting down some logs. But this time lapse there is not going to be music because I kind of need to introduce the next part of this video. So after this log chopping business, I went to make my shop. But in the meantime, actually, there was a lot of people online at a guardian farm trying to conquer the guardian farm. And I was busy chopping trees, and also I wasn't in the voice chat, so I couldn't hear these people. I could only read the chat. But they were kind of not really succeeding. So eventually someone asked me to help, and I came over. And I made them a little bridge to the guardian farm so they could get in and out more easily, hopefully. But I didn't really do much more. But I did see Fandoman actually arrive and drop off a box of invisibility potions. And that's where the interesting part comes in. So I was done. I went back. I was also kind of done chopping these trees. And I wanted to start on my shop. But the thing is, these Invis guys were also kind of done with the Guardian farm. And they decided to give me a visit. And basically just bully me. So they were hanging around. They were hitting me, placing blocks, stuff like that. Quite kind of innocent. And I basically knew immediately what was going on. And I decided to try and shoot them sometimes with some arrows. Also because I thought hitting them would be easier. So it was kind of a challenge to myself. And also this bow was a power 1 bow. So I probably wouldn't kill them. So that's what happened next. We're gonna have a clip recorded in replay mod. So I will also have some point of views of the other players. And I'm going to comment over it so that you know what is going on and whose point of view you're seeing. So this is me. You just saw me getting hit. This is me building the shop. You can also see the blue circles. Those are the particles of the Invis guys. But there's actually 2. I didn't notice at the time. But then after some time, Bandit Salt arrives in a... he is still invisible as well, but he is in his armor. So I kind of think... So there he is. I kind of think that this is one of the invisibility guys who put on his armor, and I shoot him because I think it's one of them, and Bandit Salt is just really confused. So this is Jay's point of view. He is invisible right now. And you can see him hitting me. Yeah, so here he places some blocks. And then I see him, so I try to aim at him. And you just saw me getting hit by the other guy, Changer, as well. So Changer is a new person that I met on this day, actually. So this is how he introduced himself. Yeah, Jay placing some more blocks. And I think nothing really happens. Oh yeah, he hits Bandit Salt, and Bandit Salt follows him to try and hit him, and he doesn't go for the bow. He just blades up, hits him. And there Jay walks away and we go back to the overview. So next, I think we go to Changer's point of view. So you can see him getting rid of those blocks. And I actually placed that bed to try and catch them, to try and see where they are, because you can kind of see the particles, but not really. So now I'm aiming at Jay, but this is Changer's point of view. And I feel Changer hitting me, and now I actually see him and I try and follow him. And eventually I think I am able, so here I turn around and now I hit him. And the thing is, he thinks he's still invisible, but I can actually see him quite clearly, because over here you can see he has an arrow sticking out. So it's kind of easy for me to see him right now, but he doesn't know that. So I hit him again, and I think I then comment something like, hey, Mr. Two Arrows Sticking Out. And he flees. And we now go to Jay's point of view, who is kind of messing with Bondit, getting rid of the armor on this armor stand. And I spot him and I aim an arrow at him and he flees as well. And I'm getting better at this aiming. So you will see another trick that I did in a couple of seconds. So here, I think I know where he is and now I see him, but I aim to the right of him, so he doesn't know that I see him, and I actually managed to hit him. He flies off, also because the Invis potion almost is out. So here I continue building, and we go back to Changer's point of view. And now Jay comes back in his full visibility, and Changer actually took another potion. So Changer hits Jay, and then he tells him to remain quiet. He says like shh in the chat, so I can see this, I know this. But yeah, I continue building and nothing really happens for quite a while, because now it's only Changer. Yeah, but a little bit about the building, yeah. So this is gonna be the mini version of the garden center. Later I want to expand it, but for now there's only an outside section with the logs, the flowers, and also I'm going to try and catch some fish. So this is my point of view, and now I have a clear view of where Changer is. You can see the bubbles over there, and I wait my turn, and eventually I hit him, so you can see the arrow there, and I hit him again, and I kill him by accident. So I didn't mean for this to happen, but obviously it was quite funny, because kind of karma, right? Yeah, so he dies, Jay picks up his stuff, and I just continue doing my thing while they probably are chatting to each other. Then people keep killing Changer for some reason, so now Jay is giving him back his stuff. Actually, I think this is for getting his head, like in hindsight. So here Bondit actually kills him. Jay picks up his stuff, and then after a while we go back to a beautiful shot again of Bondit killing Changer. That will happen in a few seconds. Here I think it happens where Changer is shot, and I don't even see this in my first person view because I'm busy stocking my shop. But yeah, this is basically it. This is the very first version of my shop. So this is what the shop looks like in its final form. I have some signs here. Welcome to the garden center. Bigger edition coming soon, so that people know that this is actually not the finished product. I also added this water tank here with 2 fish in them, because I have been busy collecting fish and they are now also for sale. Some puffer fish and some buckets, and hopefully salmon coming soon. These are the flowers that are harvested most frequently at the flower shop that I made. So I sell them for 1 stack for 1 diamond. I thought that was a fair price. And over here is all the logs. So after I told everyone on the server that I was opening a wood shop, Chairman Meow contacted me to make a deal, because he was actually also making some wood stock. And the deal that we made is that I will pay him 1 diamond for 2 stacks of logs. So that also made me lower the price of the logs to 1 diamond a stack. So I'm actually making only half a diamond per stack at the moment. But I told him that I was out of diamonds and I couldn't pay him for the first stock. And he proposed that I would help him with a little decoration project. So the clip that you're seeing now is from his base, so part of his base, where actually he has all these flower pots on the sides, and what he asked me to do is to put flowers in there basically, and he for that he would totally stock my shop full. So I think that's a great deal. I also think that's a really nice thing of him to have done for me. He also showed me his tree farm after, and this thing I really lots of TNT. I will show you a little clip of that now, of him explaining the gist.
So this works with, so you click the lever, that starts it. Oh, that's just throwing all the saplings back at me. So that's got a TNT duper up there. And that just continuously drops TNT. And then say I get these birch. And then you click that. And then once the tree grows up, so it's got a dispenser that dispenses bone meal into it. And then every time the tree grows up, the leaf crushers come in and crush the leaves down, so I get the drops. And then the double pistons push the logs forward, at which point they get blown up by TNT. So yeah, it's just... And then the TNT dupe is timed, so you see that gate, and that gate will open at different intervals to make sure one of the TNT drops on top of the obsidian and one of them drops about halfway down. So if I just turn it on, you'll see that the TNT explodes in different heights. Just go a bit higher. So it destroys different points of the tree. So you always get the top and the bottom.
Yeah, so I couldn't have done that myself, so I'm quite glad that he's doing that for me and that I can focus on some other stuff. But yeah, overall, really nice move of him. And as you might be able to hear, I still have these cats below me. But after him being such a nice guy, and also being a nice guy in general to other people as well, I thought instead of pranking him that I would return the cats to him. And you might be thinking, well, how are you going to do that if if they are not your cats? But I actually found a method of transporting these cats without them being mine. The thing about that is that we need to go to the Nether, and then they will actually follow me. So let's do that, and we'll see the cats hopefully there. Yeah, they're here. Cool. And let's see. Yeah, so it's not all of them, but yeah, they are following me. Yeah, that's perfect. Let's go to Chairman's base, and we can return them. It's this. No, it's this way. Yeah, so it seems the cats are here. Not all of them, though. Let's check the rest of his base. What's that noise? What? What? Well, something happened. That's absolutely horrendous. They all make a different noise. And what is this? Ugliest thing I've ever seen. That's definitely a different noise. There's gotta be more. What? No way. Well, you know, it wasn't perfect, but the cats are back, so my job here is done. So that's the end of this episode. We're out of time, but thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed making this shop this episode, and also the pranks were just so much fun recording and editing afterwards. So thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.